What if you could win your day while everybody else is still asleep? If you could have the focus and sharpness of all those productive entrepreneurs while you're working? Well, you actually can, so in this video I'm gonna be sharing the greatest technique of all productive entrepreneurs that allows them to smash their daily work in just a few hours. And it's so accessible to everyone that I'm surprised almost nobody talks about it. So this whole technique comes down to three major parts and I'm gonna walk you through each of them. Starting off with number one, power block. It is a core of this technique, and in order to absolutely smash your work, you gotta have a few hours where every single day you put your attention and focus into your most important task of the day. Whether it's your studies, gym, self-improvement or just your business, we all have the main project in our life that rolls the ball forward and makes the most impact on our lives. And if we put more time into that project, we will see an enormous growth. You can literally make 10 times more progress if you just put a few extra hours onto your main project. Okay, cool, so how do I find my most important task? Well, in order to define that, you need to make a list of priorities from the most important task and the most time spending task that you already have in your life. For example, I have 4 main projects now, which is YouTube, studies, gym and self-improvement, and the most important among them is YouTube. It defines my life and my future the most now. So during my MIT hours, I focus on my YouTube task. So now that you know what we should do during our most important task hours, we can go to the second part, which is when you should do it. You see, in order to smash that work, you gotta have a laser focus and a lot of energy. And the flow does just that. And the quickest and most efficient way to access your flow state is to work straight after you wake up. You see, there is a science of brainwaves, theta, delta, beta, alpha and stuff, but after you wake up, your brain is already supercharged for deep productive work, and more than in any other time of the day, it is already close to flow. So all you gotta do is to sit down and do your work straight after waking up, and that's where most people go wrong about their morning productive CEO routines. Because when you hit that cold shower, when you go meditate, eating your breakfast, it all just saps your mental energy and your flow goes away. But you don't need to cut out your whole morning routine just because of those few productive hours. No, after deep productive work and staying in flow for a few hours, you need to recover. Your body and brain needs to recharge. And that's where all those cold showers, meditations, breakfasts comes in. So you should wake up and straight after waking up, work a few hours, being ultra productive in flow state, and then go hit your morning routine. So you may question, how do I find that much time? I have like school in an hour after I wake up. And that's when it gets interesting, because the best way, the one that changed my life, is to wake up super early, like 3, 4, 5 a.m. Now I wake up at 4 a.m., I think for a month. And it genuinely changes your life forever, because after you wake up at 4, you hit your work till 7, then from 7 to 8 you hit your morning routine, and then you go to school or do other project wherever you have. You just win your day while everybody else was still asleep. And it's so powerful that I can't overemphasize how important it is, and how, to be honest, easy it is to wake up early if you just go about it smart. Because there's a ton of videos on how you can wake up super early and stay productive. You gotta just use this opportunity and you won't come back to the same lifestyle you had. So again, if you feel uncomfortable about the idea of waking up super early, it's absolutely fine. We've all been there. But I promise you, it's not that hard as it seems. Just be smart about it, don't get yourself sleep deprived, and you will get an enormous benefit for the least effort of sacrificing just a few hours of your evening. And think about what you do during those 4 hours, like from 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. What you do? Your brain is kind of fuzzy, it's tired, you maybe hop on some Discord call with your friends and you go play some video games. That's not what we want here. And your brain is not really capable of thinking. And you exchange those hours for the morning most productive hours of your day. I have never experienced that much flow and focus during those few hours. From 4 to 8 I now work on my YouTube and other projects, and it's so powerful that you gotta try it at least once, twice. Just get yourself in that routine and see how it fits for you. Also, quite important part to stay productive during your work hours is to control your environment. And what I mean by that is, for us, mostly teenagers on self-improvement, the environmental problem would be from our family. So for example, I have like my 4 family members and a dog, and it's always quite noisy in here. So what I do is I use my headphones to block the sound, and at the same time I trigger my brain into go into deep work mode, and it truly works. Even if I don't listen to any music, I just put on my earphones, there is no like sound blocker, there is no music, I want to work more, and it's absolutely amazing. So now that you know that you should focus for a few hours on your most important task, and that you should do it in the early morning straight after waking up, we have a question of how do I actually optimize my brain in order to outwork my competition and stay productive, laser focused, and all that fancy stuff. And here are my main advices and tips on that. So when you do your most important task of the day, to stay energized, motivated, and focused, you don't need to eat, because eating literally saps your mental energy and your capacity to think, as almost half of our energy just goes to the digestion system in a matter of few minutes after something is put into our mouth. Fasting is a well-known tool in productivity. It doesn't harm your body, and it really makes you productive. Almost every successful entrepreneur I know actually fasts. It is Hamza, Ali Abdaal, Iman Gadzhi, Elon Musk, Andrew Huberman. Truly productive titans, productive people don't eat when they need to work. And if you just think about that from biological point of view, when we were cavemans, we wouldn't eat every single day. And the ones that would eat and then go on a hunt, they would be like bloated and a little bit slower, and they would probably die. So those who ate and then go to hunt just died, and we are people from those who didn't eat. So it's absolutely biologically fine, and it is wired in our brain to work this way. The next tip is that you shouldn't distract yourself. During those few hours of your most important task, and truly most important hours of your day, you want to make sure that you actually work and don't scroll some TikTok, because there is no point in waking up at 4 AM and just sitting scrolling some bullshit. You gotta have a plan in order to be laser focused on what you gotta do, and you gotta have a set task beforehand on what is going to be your work for these hours. The third and probably most important tip is to use dopamine detox. I can't overemphasize how important and how life-changing this is. I'm like on my 5th day of it. I got rid of my last YouTube addiction, and my life changed so much. My life perception, just the way I am motivated, the way I feel, the way my focus increased and energy levels. There weren't that much changes in probably half a year of my previous self-improvement as there were in these 5 days. It's just crazy. I'm definitely going to make a whole video on dopamine detox, so if you don't want to miss out on that one, I recommend you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, so when that video appears, it has more chances to appear in your recommendations, so you can change your life even more. Since I started using this technique, my life completely changed, and what I did maybe half a year ago, my weekly work, is just seems so silly and funny, because I learned to smash that weekly amount of work in just a few hours, not even a few days. How powerful this is. And I'm always looking for something to improve in this technique, so if you have any ideas or question about that, feel free to leave a comment below. Improve.